Even vegetarians know the best steakhouse in town. They may not want to go there. They may go there only on social occasions, and they know what they can order. That is not their go-to place. And when someone says, "Hey, what's the best steakhouse in town?" If they're not the vegan or whoever that says, "Hey, you're the devil," they might say, "Oh, it's." In Houston, it's Taste of Texas, right? And they're not a large chain. They don't have multiple campuses. They don't have multiple places and entry points or whatever. It is one small steakhouse, and it's not too small anymore, but it is one steakhouse in Houston, and it is the place to go if you want the best steak. Even vegetarians know the best steakhouse in Houston. And just like that, people should know your church, even if they are repelled by your church. I don't want anything to do with that. All Christians are evil. They love slavery. They love talking down to people. They don't respect women. But I know that church. That church, there's something different about that church. That's what I want people in your community to know about you and how to think about your church. Everyone in the community, I say this all the time, everyone in your community knows where Walmart is, when it's open, and what to expect when they go there. I try to avoid Walmart like the plague. Houston does not have good Walmarts where I'm at, okay? But I know if I need kids' medicine at 11 p.m. at night, I'm going to Walmart, right? No one else is open, and I know what to expect when I get there, okay? There are other people that love Walmart. There's nothing against them. But just like everyone knows where it is, when it's open, and what to expect when they go to Walmart, everyone should know where your church is, when you're open, what to expect when they take next steps, take actions to go with you. I know what's going to happen when I go to the Walmart website. I know what's going to happen when I go to Walmart itself. I know what's going to happen when I drive past Walmart. And especially at different times of the day, I know what to expect. And so here's what church marketing is in a nutshell. It's communicating who your church is, why you exist, and what people can expect when they connect with you, when they engage with you. I think so often church marketing takes a blanket approach and says, hey, every church wants to grow. Every church wants more people. Every church does X, Y, Z. Therefore, our marketing platform or our marketing strategy is every church needs to do this. They don't take into account your history. They don't take into account your culture. They don't even take into account your location. We understand that everyone is different in different locations. A New Yorker is vastly different than a Texan. A Floridian is vastly different than a Washingtonian. What do you call people from Washington? Let me know in the comments. So what makes your church unique is what develops your church marketing plan. If your church marketing does not address who you are and what makes you unique and your unique culture and messaging and why you exist and not just as a part of another organization, then yeah, it's going to be gimmicky. If your church marketing does not address what to expect when they engage with your church, what to truly and authentically expect, then yes, it's going to come across deceptive. And if your church marketing plan or strategy or whatever you want to call it only addresses shallow needs, then yeah, you're only going to have shallow results. I have conversations with pastors every week. And they say, we tried this before and we got generic results. Well, because you had a generic plan. I looked at your Facebook ad. It says, hey, looking for a church, come find us. It doesn't say why you exist. It doesn't say what to expect. I expect you to be just like every other church, which is why you get 200 visitors a year and you only 2 stay. What I would rather see is you get 20 visitors a year and 18 stay, 20 stay. And then those 20 know exactly what to expect. You had a smaller target, but you had better growth. And again, growth is not the end all be all. It's just the first step. I think a lot of marketing strategies approach churches that way. All we're going to do is get them in the door, and then you take it over from there. I specifically will not work with someone if they don't have a discipleship path or an assimilation process or an onboarding program, whatever you want to call it. Different churches call it different things. Ideally, it's a discipleship path. But it's a way to get people connected because you need to advertise that. You need to let people know. If your church does not have a discipleship path that you can communicate, that's deceptive. Everyone should know when I go to this church, I'm going to be greeted. I'm going to see a service. I'm going to be asked to join a group. I'm going to be asked to join a welcome program or a discovery program or whatever the new members orientation is. I'm going to be asked to serve, and then I'm going to be asked to go make disciples with others. If you cannot advertise that, yes, it is deceptive. So why hasn't church marketing worked for your church? First of all, it's not your fault because you are uniquely equipped to uniquely serve a unique group of people. Most church marketing software plans and platforms do not address that. They are one size fits all, cookie cutter, you even hear. Because they say what worked for one church worked for another church. That may be true for like super high level, like, oh, you just need to invite more people to church and more people will come. But when it comes down to the tactics and even some of the strategy, you have to have a unique approach. What works for a church in Texas is not going to work for a church in New York. And the same thing, what works for a church in New York is not going to work for churches in Texas. So you need to understand your calling and your authenticity. Otherwise, your church marketing is going to be like Christian radio. And I mean no offense to Christian radio, K-Love, KSBJ, or whatever K you listen to. But those are very shallow, introductory, Christian, theological, sometimes untheological, what do I call it? I guess untheologically sound songs they play because they have to reach a wide audience. I don't want your church to reach a wide audience. I want your church to reach and speak into the people that God has specifically called for you to equip, serve, and send out. And that's where a lot of church marketing strategies fall short, is they cast a wide net and present you as a generic church to try to get a generic response. So church marketing hasn't worked for you because it hasn't aligned with who you are.